everyone, I'm Tara and this is Loving Ocean Tarot. Welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we're going to be looking at my newest oracle deck that I've added to my collection, and that is the Wild Unknown Alchemy Deck by Kim Krans. I have been so excited about this deck. It took quite a while to get to me, and now it's finally here, and I cannot wait to show you guys what the deck is like. I've already spent some time with the guidebook this afternoon, but yeah, let's look at it together. So as you can see, it comes in this pretty big box. It is bigger than the size of my hand, and it's also quite thick and white. It's got a little moon here, and this is the back of the box. You can pause and read that if you'd like. And the box comes in this kind of flap style. So you open up the box and yeah, you have this little quote here that says, "From lead to gold, the secret sealed. Patience, more will be revealed." I like that a lot. And then we have the guidebook. The guidebook is also a pretty hefty guidebook. If you look at it, it's a big guidebook. It's the size of my hand, like the box, and it's quite thick. It has, how many pages does it have? It has 233 pages, and along with a pretty detailed introduction with the journey that Kim Krans went on making this deck, and she's even given us some spreads to work with, and just some general information about alchemy, since that is what the oracle deck is about. It also of course has the descriptions of all the cards, and they come with a full page of the image of the card and then the description. That is the deck. Sorry, that is the book. Yeah. And I'm gonna put that to the side. And then inside the bigger box comes a smaller box which holds the cards, which I think is really nice, because sometimes of course it can be hard to carry a box this big around with you if you're traveling. Not that this is it's not that it's much smaller, but well, it's smaller than the big box, right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna put this big one aside and let's get into the cards. So this is the smaller box that it comes with. It's shaped like a hexagon, and that is because the cards are also hexagonal. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope I am. So let's take the cards out. The cards are pretty big. And while I was first looking at the cards, I was it was difficult to handle them because they are so big, so it's difficult to even shuffle them and everything. Because they have so many distinct, and see, it's taking me so long to even get them to stand up straight together. But the shape actually has a proper reason behind it, and that's we're gonna get into that later. First off, this is the back of the cards. It's this blue and black swirly design. I hope you can make that out. Yeah. And the cards themselves, the cardstock it's pretty thick. The feel is matte. It's not rose petal, but it's just a matte sort of feel. Before getting into the cards, I do want to go over the categories that Kim Krans puts them in, because I feel those are important to understand the way that she's divided the deck. So yes, so the deck is divided into 6 categories. So it starts off with the 11 cosmic forces. Then we have the 4 colors, the 4 seasons, the 22 materials, the 22 mysteries, and the 8 operations. So with that being said, let's get into the cards. The cards also come with both an English title and a title in a different language, be it Latin or Greek. So I will only be saying the English title, and you can read the other language. It starts off with the Sun, We have the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The scythe here also says karm in Hindi, which is of course karma. Then we have Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron. These have been the 11 cosmic forces. Then we go into the colors. We have darkening. Can you see that? Oh, there's a crow on there. Then we have lightning, yellowing, and reddening. From the colors we go on to the seasons. And we have winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Then we go into the 22 materials, starting with lead, tin, iron, copper, quicksilver, silver, gold, antimony, wise salt, sulfur, glass, sugar, smoke, ash, vinegar, oil of vitriol, breath, blood, resin, fog, virgin's milk, and sap of the moon plant. Then we go into the 22 mysteries, starting with the void. That's a completely black card. And we have the uncreated. So gorgeous. The new pearl. The great serpent. Sparks of light. Raven's head. The despicable face. The drowned king. Mystical sister. Chaos. Earth's heart. Sun's Splendor, the Blue Temple, the Peacock's Tail, Against Nature, the Benevolent Guide, the Golden Rose, the Red and White Rose, Alchemical Wedding, the Great Work, the Androgen, and Synchronicity. Finally, we go into the 8 operations of the deck, which Kim Krans describes as kind of like the major arcana. It starts with the calcification, dissolution, coagulation, sublimation, mortification, rotation, separation, and finally conjunction. So that has been the deck. As is kind of obvious, it is based on alchemy. So for anybody who's been like interested in alchemy, I think this deck is a really interesting way to like contend with a lot of the terms that we come across when we try to learn about alchemy. I recently got into alchemy myself. I think I've sort of been like hovering around like the entire concept of alchemy for quite a long time. So when I saw this deck online, it felt like a message that I was like on the right path and that I should immediately get this deck. And I haven't really talked about it much before, but I truly am I am a Kim Krans fan, you could say, and I've only recently become one. I really enjoy like her art style, how it's like a mixture of like so many different media. You have like collages and symbols and painting and like this interesting like dot work across all different cards, and they're all so like, I think her style to me is like very easily sort of recognized, and I feel really like drawn to it myself. I just have like one more deck by her, which is the Archetypes deck, which is another one that I got recently. I don't really have the entire like the Wild Unknown set, you know, which it starts off with like the tarot deck. Somehow I didn't really feel very drawn to the tarot deck when I first saw it, because I don't really connect with like a lot of animal imagery, but I feel like that's sort of changing now, and I think like over time I would like to add those to my collection as well. But yes, let's also go into how this deck shuffles, because as you can see, it's like kind of a challenging shape. It's not your typical rectangle or even a circle. So yeah, I moved the camera up, so I had to restart, but I think the deck shuffles okay. I think mostly because like it's new, I feel like the cards still haven't fully separated from each other, and it does get a little messy because it's not like the cards stay in their like hexagonal limitations. Like they kind of go all over the place, so you get poked by a card out of nowhere. Yeah, and that also happens. So I think it's just got like a little bit of a learning curve and figuring out how to shuffle it, because the shape itself is such that, you know, there's no kind of difference between like the breadth and the length of the card. So it's not going to be a big difference whether you shuffle it this way or if you do like this kind of shuffling, although this one seems a little bit impossible with like the shape of the cards. But yes, I think overall I'm very excited to use this in my readings. I still have to get acquainted with this deck properly, and I'm gonna do that as soon as I finish making this video. So yeah, that is the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. Let me know if you liked the deck. Let me know if you like Kim Krans and her work. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below what you think. I would love to know what you think. And subscribe if you would like. I make pick a card videos. I make videos where I talk about messages for the general collective, and I also talk about my tarot and oracle decks. I think I might even do another video sometime down the line, going more in depth into this deck and how I work with it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!